Hey, Collective. I just wanted to stop by and send an exceptional amount of love to you if you are seeing this message. This is the holiday season, and while many of us are extending our love, our hearts, and our abilities to come together in the best way possible, some of us are struggling through this period. And I want to speak a little bit and just have an honesty moment, a vulnerable moment with you, Collective, because sometimes my healing is predicated in my ability to share and heal others. And in doing so, it heals me. If you saw my post earlier today, you have likely come to understand that I lost someone who was very important to me last year. And some time ago, I lost someone that was very important to me right before Thanksgiving. And I'll tell you this, you sometimes eventually come to terms with the notion that grief is in fact love, okay? And it's a very superb notion to believe that somehow there are individuals that you will encounter or be blessed with in this life that you just don't stop loving because they're no longer here in this earthly realm. I try to steer clear of using the term loss because I don't really feel that it is a true loss in the sense of the word. And yet I do want to be very honest about the process and what it has been like for me. The last 11 months or so, has been very much a space of unknown. And I have more than anything come to realize that healing is not, in fact, a linear process. In fact, it is one that you really just have to learn will take shape in the most interesting of ways. And it's time like this where, traditionally, many of us, especially those who our POCs are accustomed to, spending time amongst loved ones, spending times amongst family members and close friends and things of that nature where, the individuals who are no longer with us becomes so evident to us, and I encourage you to feel. I encourage you to feel everything that you are feeling when, especially, we are living in a society that tells you to tighten up, you know what I'm saying, and move along. One of the resources that helped me tremendously when my mother passed this earth last year during the holiday season was a book that a friend of mine encouraged me to read called Grief is Love. If you kind of peruse, I know I have a lot of videos here on this page, but if you kind of peruse back to earlier this year, you will see a review of this book. Excuse me, Collective. It's actually written by Marissa Renee Lee, and I kind of earmarked a passage that I wanted to share with you because, again, I am sending you so much love. One of the things we don't talk about is what happens to the feelings, what happens to your emotions that are wrapped into individuals that you have loved, but now that they are not here in this physical realm, you still have this overabundance of love for them. It speaks to you as an individual, it speaks to your journey, and it speaks to your courage, okay, to get up each day and to move forward with grace, to move forward with empathy for others, to move forward with compassion, sometimes when you don't even have it. Okay, so I want to read you a short excerpt that I thought might be beneficial, okay, especially in this setting. Our culture glorifies the idea of just sucking it up, moving on, and being tough. This is part of what makes living with loss deeply challenging. We exist in a world that tells us that if we feel anything that isn't positive, it is our job to make ourselves feel good immediately. This is a lie. It also just doesn't even make sense when a majority of our six basic emotions, the things we are wired to feel from birth, are, according to our own judgments, bad. We aren't taught that the best way to get over feeling bad is simply to feel. When we let ourselves fully feel these things without judgment, without even labeling them as bad, when we create space to process the more difficult emotions that arise in the context of grief, that is how we begin to feel better. So I say and share this with you to say that this morning, when I got my day started, I am recovering from surgery, but I felt underneath that this angst, okay, and this yearning for what used to be. And that is okay. And I cried and I allowed myself to feel. Now, I know that there are many who may likely come across this, may see this message. You may have gone into a corner and cried. You may have called a friend, hoping that they would hear in your voice the shift in your tone or think of you in ways that would sort of wrap you in a warm hug, but that doesn't always happen. But I am here to tell you that you are not forgotten. You are loved, and your ability to grieve is showing the true nature of your love. And that, my friend, is a beautiful thing. Don't ever lose that, because it is truly a power to be able to harness, okay, your ability to feel, even when the world is telling you not to suck it up. It is such a beautiful thing that you know that in order to work further through the healing process, it is okay to feel. So I am sending you all the love that you can muster. I am reminding you that it is okay to take the time that you need to grieve in the way that you need. Don't rush yourself. Don't force yourself, but do allow yourself to feel. I appreciate you all for listening. If this resonates, I encourage you to drop a line in the comments. But understand that if you are seeing it, it was divinely orchestrated and there was something that you were supposed to see. I love you guys. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Happy holidays. Mwah.